Yeah, good day, everyone. This is a little bit awkward. We're still stuck in the washing machine spaceship, and we can't find Boomer.
Boomer has left the building.
Yeah.
Look out for Boomer. Has anyone seen Boomer?
So instead of the show that I worked so hard on, I figured that
He said hard on.
let's go for Plan B and let's play some Quiplash. I'm actually terribly sorry, everyone. One day I'll make it up to you.
Boomer has to make it up to us.
Boomer will make it up to us. Yes. So I hope I hope you guys can find it in your hearts to forgive me. Let's see if I can get this going, because of course I didn't have this set up. Guys, sorry, I totally forget that you guys couldn't hear me. Haha. There you go. Now they should be able to hear us. Yeah, Microraptor, go, man. Oh, this is all. Didn't had this set up right. But it's Mrs. Raptor, indeed.
This is Mrs. Raptor. Hello.
But yeah, Mippet, I think that, like I explained, but you guys couldn't hear, I think that Boomer is okay. The last thing he told me was it was 39 degrees.
But you don't have to remember that. Guys, I don't want to jinx it, but
And it was hot outside.
Change some lives here today. Round 1. 2 prompts will appear on your device, which you can answer in any clever or not clever way you want. Everyone will choose between your answer and someone else's and decide who wins. The more folks who choose your answer, the more points you get. Go.
So what you're saying is no one heard our witty banter earlier on.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, yeah, they completely didn't. Sorry, I was answering my questions. Yeah, no, they couldn't hear anything.
So yes, well, we've got someone missing in action.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, they didn't even hear me asking about the New Year's and Christmas. Okay.
Vote for your favorite.
Starring crime-fighting jockey and his horse. Oh. Mm. Oh. Yay!
Your next prompt is something you shouldn't say to a mafia godfather. Ready, set, vote.
What the fuck? Suck it up, princess.
Next one, a weird catchphrase Jesus would say before performing a miracle. And vote.
But yeah, my Christmas was actually pretty great. Guys, I hate you. My Christmas was actually great. I celebrated like every year, shockingly enough. That's because it's only with my mom.
Yep.
Time to vote.
Yes, well, I spent Christmas at home but managed to escape from Canberra to the land of Queens and actually, have a bit of a good New Year's, doing a bit of dancing, etc. Okay, the worst sign-off line you could have. Oh, didn't even answer.
Oh,
too slow.
Too slow. Oh, that's minus points. I'm kidding.
Next prompt. The last thing you want to find in a vacuum bag.
Too much talking.
Yes.
Vote on your devices.
no! A tie!
And next, a bad thing to hear after yelling hello into a deep cave. Get to voting.
Yeah, but yeah, it was crazy to see all these people celebrating like Christmas in front of a screen or something like stuff like that. Yeah.
All for round one. Here's the scoreboard.
Yeah. What? Oh, what's the scoreboard?
Yes. There you go.
Oh, good. Wow.
You're second place, man.
Onward to round two. Remember, all points and bonuses are doubled.
So you have to kind of monitor two windows in this game, do you?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, New Year's was in front of a screen for me because we can only have like 2 visitors each day, and yeah, with the group of friends I always celebrate New Year's with. We are with 4 people, so it was exactly 1 person too many. So yeah, what we did was. Yeah, so what we did was like 1 person went to one guy and the other person went to another guy, and it was 2 on 2 in front of a screen.
Okay, select your favorite quip.
Oh wow! I didn't know that there was a flat jars.
Another tie. All right.
Next on the list. The worst part about being under Dracula's thrall is that he's always making you blank. Okay, vote.
Oh Shin, you prefer huge jars? Yeah, well.
Jars are always good.
Yeah, he's pretty okay.
Moving on. A bed bug review of your mattress. Vote away.
Well, we know which one's going to win that one.
Yeah, that's not gonna be it.
Oh, okay, yes. Well, yeah, I called it. Well, I didn't call it. I called it in my own mind. Yeah.
Next on deck. Besides counting rings, the other way you can tell the age of a tree is to blank. Vote now.
I voted for the answer I would have given.
Yeah. Hey, dude, the older you are, then the tree starts to cry and yeah.
As long as it was a male tree, because women don't tell you their age, right?
It's voting time.
What? Well, I guess both will. I guess both will work. Oh, too late with voting. But yeah. Well, there. Now we know how to keep your ears warm. I guess.
Put in your votes.
Oh yes!
Quiplash!
Not an inappropriate song. I'll just
That's it for round 2. Let's
put
see
that out
those
there.
scores.
There you go. Still second place. Jin is making it hard for you, man.
Yeah.
Round 3 has arrived. The last lash. You're all going to
Ooh,
answer
last
the same
lash.
prompt, so pull out all the stops.
A comic lash. Okay.
Finish writing this comic.
Oh, I love my answer. I love my answer. I wish I could vote for my own answer. Normally I'm not too sure, but now I actually do love my answer.
Yeah, it probably won't be as good as mine. Yep.
Oh yeah, well, we'll see, you know.
Because I'm not too impressed with mine.
We're ready to look. Okay, in round 3, you get to award both a gold and a silver medal to your top 2 quips. Have at it.
Yeah. Wow. I love that there are 2 almost similar answers. Let's see.
Okay, everyone, let's see who got those medals. Here's the silver. And now the gold. Great. Let me just turn those medals into points for you.
Nice. Oh.
All right, that's it. Time for the final scores.
The final scores. Yes, there we go.
Oh!
Nice!
He's the virgin, but he wins. Oh my god!
The virgin wins.
But yeah, Microraptor's thighs are pretty inviting by the looks. Yeah.
Okay, same thing, different code.
PJIJ. Okay.
I always lose, Flint. I always lose. Losing is my expertise.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if this thing is beginner's luck then, shall we?
Yeah, we'll see. Look at you with your little crown.
Oh. Yeah.
Yes, to celebrate your victory.
I am the king. Yes.
Oh, congrats to the its. Oh, wow, shit. Wow, shit.
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Yes. I didn't win any prize.
Oh, and there is German's ugly German truth, I assume. Meine gute Nachbar.
It's Microraptor, not Microraptor. Oh, Raptor. Right, okay, yes.
Oh, it is Microraptor.
Yeah, we Australians, well, ignorant like me, probably pronounce raptors. Yeah, helicopters. Yeah, we say helicopters too. We don't say helicopter. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we have even one more person than last time. So,
German city.
there we go. Yeah, that is ugly German truths. It's
That's a familiar name. Yeah.
well, of course, they're all here for the other one.
Schmitty, I'm Quiplash. I'm sorry. Can we start over? No, forget it. Hey, it's all my favorite people.
It's a full house.
Anything for you guys, even if
Almost
you
full
like
house.
me.
Yeah.
I mean, because you do that for me, right? I'm in a little bit of trouble. You know what? Never mind. Let's get
We
started.
we have too many people. It's actually when we can't maintain our distance.
Plus, there are winners bonuses at the end. Go.
How many pixel distances is required? Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Ooh, now the winner is cutting it close, guys.
Almost out of time. Use the safety quit button if you have to.
Will he make it? Oh, just in time.
Okay, remember, this is all your fault. Number one is the worst thing to hear as an art class paints your nude form. Okay, choose your favorite.
Oh, these are both horrible.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, but
Next in the hopper, it's a bird. It's a plane. Oh, wait, no, never mind. It's just blank.
it's just like it's.
Time to vote.
Fuck you, whoever that was. Oh, Flint. Oh, Flint. Oh, I'm gonna destroy you at poker. Really, I'm gonna destroy you at poker.
Next up, a time you absolutely should not wear white. Vote now.
That first one is genius.
Oh, fuck, too late to vote. I zoned out for a little bit. But yeah, congratulations.
Why is that guy yelling? The painting, the scream. Ready, set, vote.
Well, I guess we know which one is going to win. Nathan Oakley.
Thank you, folks. Bad luck, Mr. German. Ugly truths. It's an ugly truth.
Next in line.
So
Ugly is an ugly man.
During a father-daughter
so TT guy, it was of course a little bit of a drag of a year, kinda. But did you have anything good happening in 2020?
Well, I mean, I managed to learn how a vaccine trial works by volunteering for a COVID-19 trial. So that was something to tick off the bucket list, because I was always wondered how
moving on.
you know,
Cool.
a clinical trial runs. So yeah, I got a view of it from the inside. So yeah.
Okay, vote.
That's pretty cool.
My daughter graduated from high school, so yeah. I mean, life, so we're pretty lucky down here in Oz. Life is kind of continuing a little bit like normal for me. So, but answer the question. Oh, too late. Didn't even answer.
Yeah, me too. I had the same thing. I was like, oh wait,
Something a friendly heckler would yell at a comedy show.
a friendly heckler. Okay, let's see.
Vote away.
Okay, a friendly heckler say. Well,
Oh yeah.
and of course, then the joke being that it's friendly because he sucks so much.
Round one.
Right.
in the books.
I'm just giving you
Let's see the
advice.
scores.
The advice is to get a new real job. Yeah. Now, presumably failing to answer is bad for your
Round two
points.
time, and look sharp because I'm doubling all the point values. Should we have the other players in the audio? We're all being very dull audio.
Yeah, we are actually kinda. Sorry.
No idea.
No, but I'm just kind of raking my mind over. Yeah, if you wanna ing and kind of hang with us, send me a DM over Discord.
Okay, pick your favorite quip now.
We can kind of hang and talk. Which one do you like more?
Your next prompt
I am Rob Schneider.
being honored as Zoo Employee of the Month. Vote on your devices.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of looking for good things that happened in 2020. I mean, I started I started doing this whole shindig with met a lot of people over here. So I guess that's kind of a fun thing that happened.
Yep. You haven't got the Rona, so that's a fun thing too.
Yeah. I didn't had to work at home. I could work at location.
Oh, yep.
There was
whether that's a bonus or a detriment, I don't know. But yeah.
Well, my colleagues. It's because I live like right next to my work, basically. And my colleagues don't. My colleagues have to use public transportation to get there. So yeah, so I work at location every day, and my colleagues they interchange with each other.
Right. Yep. So you get to walk in the outdoors to work, right? Yep. Or ride that bicycle.
My mobility scooter.
Your mobility scooter.
Yes. And yeah, it was actually the great thing about that was like, oh yeah, that's a good way to intervene with the conversation. But the good thing about that was that you know, people started to rely on me, like, oh hey, Ardoin is there anyway, so he probably knows what's going on. So yeah, that was kind of cool. I got to get to show my good side a little bit more.
Right.
Yes, Michael Raptor, I actually do have a mobility scooter. It's my
What 80s TV alien Alf is probably up to right now. Load away.
oh yeah, because I and yeah, that's because I need a mobility scooter to go from A to B, and I'm quite happy to have it.
Where the points went.
I wouldn't know what to do without one. Oh no, guys!
Round 3, the last lash. Everybody's getting the same prompt, so don't hold back. Complete this word lash task.
Wait, come up with a hit song with this word in the title. Okay, yeah. Do you know if Sarcastic Barman is playing poker? Sarcastic Barman was supposed to be our guest today, and I haven't seen him yet. I think he's going to play poker. But you know, you never know with Schrödinger's Barman, like I call him.
All right, let's see where those medals went. Bronze. silver. And
Oh.
93 gold. Now
That's-
transform those metals into points.
That's a lot of bronze and gold I got.
We did it, you guys. Let's go to the scores.
Yay! Yeah! Congratulations, Michael Raptor! Oh, yeah, there's Boomer. Power cut! Oh, wow. That's sad. Jump in, man. We need you. We need you, Boomer.
Does Boomer have a note from teacher?
Oh, 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 oh. I'm sorry, guys. For the whole screen switched over there. The ugly. The ugly. I didn't know my mirror image was there. Okay guys, one more. Can we get in one more? Don't make me beg.
You're already begging.
Please don't make me beg. I'm begging you. Wait, what?
I only need 7,000 votes.
Oh no! I just called you the ugly German truth because I knew you were the ugly German truth. I could have called you German. Yeah, thank you. Germosity. You know what? We're not gonna get anyone extra. There we go.
Schmitty here. Welcome to Quiplash. Good group, good group. I just hope we're all friends after this. This is round one.
But someone other one looks hot today. Yeah. You know. Do I hear Boomer there?
Oh, how are we?
Good day.
Oh,
Good evening, Boomer.
I've had a power cut, guys. It just got back on. They said 11 o'clock. So what are we doing? Playing Quiplash.
Yeah, because Barman, I haven't heard from Barman.
Oh, yeah, he was going to sleep through. He said he was going to stay awake, and I thought he may have crashed out. So are we live to air right now, or are we still? What's happening?
Yeah, we're just chilling and hanging out, but we miss someone to bounce stupid shit off, to bullshit.
Yeah, well, I mean, when it comes to bullshit, I am the A-grade bullshitter of all, so I understand how you miss me so much. So, now I'm here. I didn't have tea because the power cut at 6:20 anyway, but the beer is hopefully still cold. And, yeah, so what are we going to do? Play a bit more quick watch, or shall we get into our planned set? What do you think, my friend?
Well, we just started a new game, but we could stop it and row into.
No, keep going.
Yeah. So.
Finish it off.
You can have a vote in the chat.
And you know the other good thing is we may not need to plan any show to next week.
Oh, I don't know, dude. This one was gonna. I actually thought it's gonna run itself anyway because we had some damn good stock in there. We got some very good stuff to rely on. So I don't know. Yeah. Let's.
Up next.
So it's just us three, is it?
It's just.
Players, though.
Yeah, we got some players, we got some people watching and stuff, and of course, open invitation if you want to jump in. Send me or Boomer and DM, and we'll get you settled.
Okay. Well, while we're at it, the Team America, fuck yeah, knocked us up to 102 subscribers today, guys, and we had a visit from Seek Truth, Speak Truth, who actually, yeah, so we had a very good day. The US stream flowed really well. The guys were in fantastic form.
That was good. That is good. Yeah.
They kicked ass. Yep, I've got to throw it out now. Mate, they did a fantastic job today. I was really, yeah, it was good stuff all around. Vishanti was at her brilliant best politically, as she always is, as was the rest of the gang too.
Oh, that is always awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, as we do know, coming up tonight, there's some pretty interesting stuff, because I mean, we do have messages that need to be out there to the public. I'm just getting all my things sorted out now, dude. So I've had everything disconnected. The satellites had to reconnect. The fun of living on a centralized power grid. It comes back to bite you on the ass. It's been a 40-degree day here. You could actually fry an egg on the footpath if you wanted to, and I actually mean that. I shit you not. You could crack an egg and it would cook.
So was it? So was it also? Do you think it was also like the heat that killed the power?
Yes. Well, it was 6:20. Everybody gets home, turns on the oven to cook tea, whacks on the kettle, turns on the air conditioner, and a substation fries. So I rang the power company, and they said no power till 11 o'clock. And I thought, well, Arduin knows what he's doing. Have we run our opening scroll? Did that run at least or not?
No. I saved that for you.
Oh, okay. Excellent. I'm in a
Yes.
good mood. So what do you want to do? We're gonna head into this because I need a beer now, man.
Yeah, grab a beer, and we'll see. We'll see what we'll do when this game is over.
Okay, no worries. Give me a 5.
Yeah. So there you have it, guys. It was just a power cut, nothing to worry about. I have to be honest. I'm a little bit relieved. I mean, Boomer is agent, so.
Yep.
Next one. You know you have a shady landlord when blank. Put in your votes.
Yeah, I know you bastards. As soon as you saw I wasn't around, you thought, let's get around there and get all this stuff before other people turn up.
Oh, Flint scoring it again. Good job, man.
That's the end of round 1. Let's take a look at the scores.
Nice flint. Nice flint.
Round 2 time, and to make it interesting, I'm doubling all the point values. You heard me.
But it's kind of a foreign concept to me, power cuts.
Well, I rang my brother, and he's actually on solar power. He has his own generated stuff, so he hasn't had a power cut for 8 years. And a power bill, to be honest with you. So solar power is the way to go. I actually can't hear the quiplash in the background. Is that
Oh, you can't?
is it a jitsi? No, is it a jitsi thing, or is it just the way you've got it set?
No,
Time for some quiplashing.
I don't know.
I can hear some jitsy noise. I think it's through the. Sorry, I can hear some quiplash noise. I think it's through jitsy.
Okay, pick your favorite and vote.
I tend to find the soundtrack on Jitsi is a little bit gritty. Some of those background sort of, what do you call it, the carnival game track. It's just a bit harsh sometimes. Needs a little bit of echo and a bit of delay to give it a wet echo.
A good old pun wins that round. Yes.
Moving on. What keeps Adam Sandler making movies?
No humor, you guys. No humor.
Time to vote.
Seven days without a pun makes one. 7 days without a pun makes 1 week. I watched the Shills earlier today, and they had a bit of riling with his existential crisis. Oh, I've got so many dead jokes now about those blood earthers, especially the egg.
Let's talk about the egg still.
Vote on your devices.
Oh, it just comes up. Well, it's better to talk about the egg than his law degree.
Yeah. Well, he still talks about the egg thing, I think. I've seen him, like it was an experiment that was earth-shattering. My egg experiment did this.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing that I seem to think most people have overlooked in that is that when I was back, this was well over 2 centuries ago because I was at school.
Your next prompt is,
If something displaces more water than it weighs, it floats. Now, when you put the salt in the water, you're actually displacing some of the water because it is saltier. Therefore, it floats more, like you float more in the ocean than you do in a river. So by salting the water, all he's doing is displacing, the egg's displacing enough water to float. Or actually a rotten egg floats too, because they've gone porous and they have air in them. So I don't know what Riley was actually trying to prove there, other than he's a fucking idiot.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Duh.
next. Remember, when dining at a sushi restaurant,
Well, he does prove that quite a lot.
It's voting time.
What's the matter? Can't you hear me, ugly and German truce? Is my mic a bit low? I'm reading the chat. No, there's not a restraining order on my mic, although it is a little scared of me. It is a tripod.
Okay.
You really,
Well, Boomer is up as high as he can go,
oh, really?
but I can.
Oh, that's okay.
You know you're
So-
staying at a dirty hotel.
Well, you didn't get the honor of the usual pre-show sound check, and you get my dulcet tones and wonderful voice to
Okay,
get
vote.
balanced. But we'll get that going as we move along.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Thanks for noticing, Ugly. This should be quite a bit better.
Moving on. A pull string toy of this player would definitely say blank. And vote.
I also have a coke habit. No, I can't afford anything like that. Oh, I wish I could afford a coke habit. That would mean I have a high-paying job, like a lawyer or something. Could be a Coca-Cola habit. No, unfortunately, my vices don't extend much further than skinning a spliff and knocking back a beer, like all good Australians do. I tell you what, I was sitting outside having a cigarette, looking at the sun go down, thinking, fuckity fuck, fuck, fuck. And then I heard the TV come on and I went, oh, yes, I've got power! Yay! So it's come back, 9 o'clock, 2 hours early.
Right,
Yeah, I was
it's
pretty
round
right.
3, the last lash. Look alive because you're all getting the
Yeah, we're happy to have you here anyway, man.
You must have been panicking about 7 o'clock.
Fill in this comment.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was thinking like, I mean, Boomer is about 120 years old, and
Yeah, hey, Ugly, I've got a comment on that one. That's a beauty. You're dead right. I studied under the Masters, man. I used to listen to Keith Richards, and when you can get as high, and you know his point is, in fact, an interesting thing is in the Rolling Stones, they sacked a guy called Brian Eno, citing drug references and bad habits. Now, considering who they kept on in the Stones, it boggles the mind what sort of habits Brian Eno was up to. Yes, I've studied under the Grand Masters, Bob Marley, Keith Richards. I can't think of any others. You've got me on the cuff. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. I haven't even got my script out. Where is the comic?
Let's see what you've wrought.
I think you mean comic.
Choose who gets a medal now.
okay, let me see.
Lots of Flat Earth references. Yes.
Yeah,
All right, let's see who earned those medals.
but yeah, we were worried, man. We thought that, the guy is 120 years old, that's it.
All right, let's turn that into cold hard points.
But, yeah, it wasn't as bad as we thought.
Well, I used to play the lead lute in a band of minstrels when we used to tour the country by horse and cart.
That's the end.
You're just
Let's
jealous.
final scoreboard.
Oh, did we get some of those? Oh, did we get the best girlies back in those days? Oh, show me those corsets. Yeah.
Nice.
But good morning,
friends.
John.
So what do you guys say? Shall we run the show, or shall we? Because if we run the show now, we're basically an hour late.
Yeah.
That's okay. We can go an hour later. That goes into the Europeans' cool, and some Americans might even get up for us and see we're still on. And if we do run it, it's not like we have anyone here that needs to go to bed. So I say we run it, because basically it's 2020. It's a bit hard to do 2020 in hindsight. Next week, this is really our last shot. And plus, that text scroll at the start.
Yeah, okay.
Or we can just shut up and pretend we're not here.
I guess I'm gonna run the intro. So here we go.
Let's rock.
Hello, I'm from the Australian government. Do you have something to hide? Nah, just kidding. We're not some fascist regime. Seriously though, do you? Unfortunately, encryption makes it hard for us to spy on you these days. So just to make sure, we're introducing yet another law to expand the surveillance state. Introducing the Assistance and Access Bill, or ARS Access for short. Oh, relax. Despite how it sounds, we're not trying to access your data through your back door. We're just after the keys to your front door. Yup, ARS Access will force tech companies to do our dirty work for us. For example, by making them insert a little secret source in their apps, which lets us access your device once you download the latest update. And if they refuse, we'll find the shit out of them. ARS Access. It doesn't break encryption, only your trust in your favourite apps. To bring you ARS Access, we've taken the UK's fascist spying law and made it even more fascist by removing any need for judicial oversight. But don't worry, we promise to only spy on you if reasonable and proportionate. And you know you can trust us. We're the same cunts who doxed a welfare recipient for criticising us, who are prosecuting a whistleblower for exposing our misconduct, who throw kids in concentration camps for seeking asylum, and prosecute the journalists who report on them, and who gave $500 million of your tax dollars to a foundation full of our friends. So of course you can count on us to be reasonable and proportionate. And if we're not, well, you'll never hear about it, because we've also introduced a 10-year jail sentence for any Snowden wannabes who disclose our abuse of ARS Access. ARS Access, brought to you by Australia, where the laws of dickheads can't trump the laws of maths, but they can trample human rights. Which is why, to test this shit fuckery, we chose Australia, the weakest of the Five Eyes Alliance, thanks to our lack of a Bill of Rights. So international data requests will now be funneled through us, compromising not just Aussies, but all of you fuckers too. You're welcome. We'd love to know what you think of ARS Access, so we've set up a public submission system where, for a limited time, you can protest our next step towards a fucked up dystopia. Australian government. Relax, we're not after your dick pics, just the last shreds of your civil liberties. Authorised by the Department of Home Affairs.
Well, there we are, guys. We're still stuck in this strange washing machine spaceship where I swear I don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what you could do is start off by saying welcome to Something for Nothing and doing like maybe an introduction. Would that be a good idea, or shall we just pretend everyone knows who we are?
Well, they've just sat for a whole
Go ahead. Go ahead. If you think you'll know it better than me, go ahead.
Okay, I'll have a crack because that's what I can do. Well, welcome to it. What you guys will notice is we're sitting in a rather cylindrical object, which is what generates our artificial gravity through centrifugal force. And if you watched our last episode before our Reefer Madness movie, we were sucked into what appeared to be a washing machine. However, it is actually a Borg cube crossed with a TARDIS and a little bit of, washing machine technology too. Don't know where we found this shit, but it just seems to keep turning up. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, and with us, of course, we've got TT Guy, and we don't have Sarcastic Barman. He's probably drunk because barmen who don't have to serve patrons end up drunk. So he'll be curled up on the couch. TT Guy, how's your New Year's been so far, and what have you been up to? Tell us your list.
Well, yes, my 2021's been good so far. I'm back at work, but I did manage to spend about 4 days in the land of Queens and, did a bit of dancing for New Year's, and so that was fun. The barmaid slipped me a double of scotch when I only asked for a single, so that was nice. Made friends at the up in the land of Queens.
Which particular bit of Queensland did you do that in? Gold Coast?
It was the Gold Coast hinterland, and now I'm just trying to. My wife organises all these things, and now just trying to remember the name of the town.
Yimbumba area, Mount Tamborine.
Mount Tamborine,
beautiful area.
That's right.
Beautiful area around there. I love it. Yes, in fact, that has got some of the best motorcycle riding curves, all low speed, but beautifully twisty and very nice. I reckon it's one of the best parts of the country, actually.
You were heading there over Christmas, were you not? Or New Year?
I was going to, but Brisbane's in a shutdown. We didn't book the flights. It was going to cost us a bit of money, and Brisbane has now gone into COVID freeze, motherfuckers, and don't let these germs spread. So I dodged their bullet yet again. The old COVID's trying to get me, but I keep sneaking off and getting out of there. So we're going to delay that till probably later February when there's less germy rich bastards sailing up there on boats. Because I don't know about you, but the North Shore of Sydney would be the best place to live in lockdown. And all those pricks come in. They're like, these towns are palatial. It's Malcolm Turnbull's ground. Why would you want to go out of that area if you're in a lockdown, other than to fucking spread COVID? So yeah, up at the hinterland though, that's a really beautiful area. Did you get the rain when that ex-cyclone sort of parked near you?
No, that was that had been passed, I think. So didn't get too much rain. But as I heard someone say when they're walking in the rainforest when it was raining, they said, "Yep, you get rain in a rainforest." So that was a very astute observation.
It's in the title. Yeah. Okay, I can dig it. And what about you, Arduin? We've been pushing 39 degrees out, and that's Celsius. That's 110 on the old Fahrenheit scale. What about you in the midst of winter and freezing your tits off, or are you surviving in the land of windmill?
It's actually not as cold as, honestly, it should be around here. Actually, it's not that bad. It's -1 degree Celsius, so that's a decent temperature for January.
Well, Punchy and the boys in Canada were getting, cop this, they were getting out of minus double digits. They were getting up to -6 and -5. So it's a fucking scorcher by Canadian winter standards. I don't know how these guys survive up in the Northern Hemisphere. They're so close to those ice patches. Down here, mate, you can fuck those white Christmases off. We love our water skiing, our suntan, and having water fights over Chrissy. Blows it out the door. Southern Hemisphere is the place to do Christmas.
Well,
and holidays.
If you say so, I guess.
Just a quick 13, 14-hour trip down here or something. So just it's a breeze. Yeah.
No.
TT, if you were given a choice to go to anywhere else in the world, where would you go? Would you leave this fine country and head off, or would you just basically say, we're in the best place?
To live or visit?
Ooh.
Did we lose the man?
Ugly German truth is a little bit offended about my lack of pants. So that I can say, well, get used to it, bud. These legs cost a fortune to wax. So I'm not going to wax them for nothing. So no, we can't get pants. I've asked Arden for pants, but he seems to be he's anti-pant. I'm quite sure he is an anti-panter.
If you've got it flaunted, I say.
Okay. This is going to be fucking good tonight, guys. I'm really looking forward to this. Anyway.
Yeah. Before we tumble into 2020, 2021 already started great, right?
2021 started great.
We had a retard left revolution. I mean, sorry, no, I shouldn't use the R word. We had an idiot revolution. My apologies for the R words. We had an idiot revolution.
Yes, that was pretty entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Look, even Kevin Sorbo, the guy that played Hercules, had a thing or two to say about it. Look, because first he was saying it's happening, and then he says, "Oh, history is being made," and then, "Oh, don't storming the Capitol. Be careful. Do not like Antifa. Blah 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 blah." And then suddenly, like it's Antifa led the charge into the Capitol building dressed as Trump supporters.
But yeah, and they were deep undercover because they all had Facebook pages that had posts supporting Trump for the last 4 years. But they were deep undercover.
So apparently as soon as it was getting south, it was turning south. He would suddenly he wasn't on board with it, man. Suddenly it was a Antifa plot. I find that kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
But let's just get back to what they're trying to do. Something I couldn't observe is none of them had an objective. Like, were they going to get in there? They were saying hang Pence. Now, I don't know. I thought Pence was Trump's VP. Therefore, he's a Republican. So this is like Mussolini being hung by the pro-fascist or something. Like, I don't know. There was no.
Pence was going to throw. Not going to throw. He basically threw Trump under the bus.
Well, I mean, he had to count the electoral college votes. So
Yeah.
Trump expected Pence to throw out the electoral college votes or miscount them or something ever. So that
And Pence of course didn't
Trump,
do that. Pence of course didn't do that.
I don't mind using that word. Sue me. The Trump retards, yes, they thought that they had a chance of overturning that at that point. Yeah. So
As the opening scroll did point out, the microscopic organism that is the megatard brain is possibly more dangerous to the human race than COVID-19. That's still to be tested, but I'm going to throw that one up there right now. The megatard brain cannot be seen by the human eye. You need an exceptionally good electron microscope to pick up what could be a brain cell. You're a microbiologist, TT, so I don't know. Is it big enough to be seen in normal circumstances? I think it cannot.
Yeah, I mean, probably not. I mean, but you could possibly extract some DNA out of it and do a PCR reaction and detect microscopic amounts because you can detect that from a single cell. So that'd be my approach. Yep.
Right. So it's in your field at least. It is your field.
You might discover a new species though. It might not fit into the anywhere into the taxonomic tree, the known taxonomic tree, perhaps.
Yeah, the guys today, it was closer to the US stream earlier today. They did bring up some really good pertinent points, and what we're basically doing is speculating and pointing and laughing from a distance, not unlike what we do with flat earthers. If anyone wants to go back and watch the US stream, it's got some really good pertinent points in there, and there are some good things brought up. But the one thing that got me was, why would you take a photo of yourself sitting on something? It's like that Simpsons thing of filming this crime spree was the smartest thing we've ever done. You're providing the evidence for them to come and get you. Them and they are not who them and they think them and they are. I think them and they are a different them and they.
Yes, well, I think a lot of those guys are now, I've seen their mug shots. So, I've seen their shots in the chair or... and now seen their shots in their mug shots. So they don't look so smug in their mug shots. Funnily enough.
Now,
well, that's what you get. That's what you get when you. That's what you get when you do televise the revolution.
Yeah.
I will be. I do have some cheap, comfy furniture up for sale. I'm having a car boot sale. I've got some very wonderful pieces of furniture from a place I believe called Capitol Building. Very, very comfy, very cheap, may have been sat in by various political figures. So if I pull up and open the car boot, come and grab it, very cheap, and it'll only be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've got some wonderful microphones, a little pedestal for your sermon in church, some comfy chairs. So if anyone needs furniture, just DM me after the show and we'll see what we can organise. And of course,
you
I
should
love
be careful.
the horn hat guy. Didn't he look like it?
He is actually a known figure within the Q community. He's known as the Q shaman.
Oh, you sure he's not Antifa?
Wow.
Yeah, that is not a joke. That is actually true. He is known as the Q shaman, and he's a known Q figure.
So who made the song?
But according to Fox, he's secretly Antifa.
Yeah, right. Who made the song? The revolution will not be televised. Because they should have paid attention to that song, shouldn't they? The revolution will not be televised. You're not familiar with that song. Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to point out something here that back in the day when a certain Joe Bjelke-Petersen was in charge in Queensland, he passed a law saying you can't march more than 2 abreast down the street. This was back in the late 80s. Now, me being a teenager at the time decided, hey, I'm in Victoria, let's all have a Queensland holiday and say, fuck you, Joe. Everybody from all around Australia went up to purposely march more than 2 abreast in the street. Bjelke really tried his hardest to be a dead set fascist, and you can get away with it in Queensland because it's one of the few places in the world that does not have a Senate. If you're elected in the bottom house, you pretty much can do what you want. Bjelke actually got in at one point at 22% of the vote, but he used the gerrymander to his advantage. We basically said, fuck you, Joe. At one point, they were locking us up in cells. We were getting grabbed and actually attacked by the fascists. We were getting thrown into cells. There were 8 and 10 of us in a cell, and the dunnies got blocked. So we, shall we say, those of us who could started pissing into the hallway, and one of the cops came in to let us out, and he went arse over tit, went tits up in a pool of urine. They had to let us out because they were locking up teenagers who were under 18, and you're not allowed to do that. So it ended up such a shit fight. Joe has eventually rescinded the rules. And that was the last revolution I know, and I was a bit of a part of it. And from 40 years of stagnation, I can say, don't blame lazy people. They did nothing. But now, anyone, I do technically qualify as a boomer, I can't look at any millennials and say, you guys are as weak as piss. They've stood up to water hoses, water cannons, the BLM movement over in the States. That was pretty heavy shit. Kudos, guys. Tell them, give them shit, let them know you're not going to take it. It takes a lot to get up and attack, but well fucking done, USA. You've actually grown up a lot in my book. You're not just a pack of Yanks now. I have total respect. Good on you, guys. But then the dickheads that stormed the Capitol, different story completely. Anyway.
Well, yeah, it's a weird country where it's like it's not just split, but there is almost like an entire there is almost an entire ocean between the two political spectrums. It's crazy.
Well, I can tell you now, the 80s greed is good, or shall we call it Thatcherism, Reaganomics, and trickle-down economics. The trickle-down is basically them pissing from a distance. It hasn't worked. They've got it through. What we need is good trade union movements again. Withdrawal of labour. Actually stop those people who don't spend money. I'd rather have 20 dole bludgers than one billionaire in a town, because at least those 20 dole bludgers are buying 20 cartons of milk and they're generally spending what they get. One person with a billionaire who's a billionaire, he's looking for opportunities. He is trying to buy you out and crush you and kill you. That's the way they think. They eat their own. They're very, leechy, insidious species. We don't need them in the human race. But anyway, speaking of that, apparently murder hornets are a big thing out of them. Would that be right? And do they are they the bullies of the world?
Oh, they were absolutely a thing in 2020. That shit was crazy. From what I understood. So crazy that even Aussie Man Reviews noticed.
Wow. That to me sounds like a wonderful segue for our next upcoming. Well, let's have a look at what Aussie Man and what the murder hornets tried to do amid COVID.
Okely dokely, here we have an Asian giant hornet, also known as Vespa Matarinia. But because a living one has been found in America, and Americans are bloody good at marketing, it's now rebranded as a murder hornet. What a bastard. Yeah, no, seriously, they are fair dinkum wankers. They mostly bully bees. A survey conducted in Japan found that 85% of bees reckoned they were absolutely fucking fed up with murder hornets. They steal food from the bees' fridge, they munch on unborn princesses, they act like they want to be friends when all they want to do is decapitate the bees and store their bodies in a freezer back at HQ. Beetles are also pretty fed up with them. They keep getting decapitated. Rats have been pushed to their limits. They get stung to death, probably decapitated over time. Mantises have been the only ones attempting to stand up to these pricks for years, but they keep getting decapitated. Joe Rogan would love commentating these fights. The hornets are genuinely good at executing a guillotine, and then they roll, they wear you down, they take you to decapitation town. Every time. It's fucked. Yeah, there it is. Off with your bloody head and your wings. The only chance for the mantis is to catch them early. Then they can relax and become the ones that chew on brains. That's what the insect kingdom is all about, chewing on brains and breeding, same as humans. Asian bees have discovered defense tactics. When necessary, they can swarm and raise the temperature around a hornet fuckwit. This means that they end up being toasted. Kill it with fire is the basic message from Asian bees. Humans don't have a defense tactic really yet, unless we can get coronavirus to take down the murder hornets. That's one strategy in 2020 that we could use. YouTuber Coyote Peterson has let one of them sting him before. Doesn't solve the current issue, but it's entertaining as fuck.
Oh, this thing's stuck in my arm.
You go vote Trump.
I couldn't
You
tell
have to
you
vote
why
Trump.
they want to leave Japan or South Korea. Some say they hitched a ride on a cargo ship. This video clearly shows they were created in a Tokyo lab, however, using Monster energy drinks. Obviously, if someone fed them enough Monster, they could fly across an ocean. This is a case of the bully turning out to have been the bullied. This American expert is like, yeah, if you see a nest, don't panic. I mean, panic a little bit, but don't overly panic or you will die.
Falling in your home is still far more risky, and we don't report murder ladders to the Home Depot.
That's a fair, down-to-earth point from another expert. Nonetheless, I'm gonna start being afraid, because whatever Americans become afraid of, we become afraid of too in Australia. It's called trickle-down fear. It's how we operate as allies. Oh, come on, Coyote, get up. It was just a little stinger. Surely it can't be as bad as a crocodile bite. We can find a place for murder hornets down under, actually. After watching how they operate, I'd say they have what it takes to be Australian. They remind me of us.
And thus speaketh Aussie Man Reviews.
Well, yeah, like it sub, the guy's only got a lazy 5 million subs, so I'm sure he needs the extra subs. Oh my God, how do you get figures like that? The guy's a dead set fucking legend. I've loved his stuff for 5 years now. But an interesting thing, we're panicking about these little bugs. God, we've got fucking box jelly, stonefish, fucking crocodile, sharks down here in Oz. It kind of, they don't really size up when it comes to the beast ability and the death capabilities. But anyway, there's something for everyone to talk about. So,
Well, I guess people are worried about its effect on the bee industry, though, right? So if you're killing all the bees are doing your pollinating, then you got problems. So yeah.
true. However, European wasps are a similar problem, and the bees did generate that tactic of getting together and all fluttering their legs and whatever and generating heat. So they're clever little bastards. This is one of the things I love about nature is the carrying capacity of the food chain has always got to maintain. If a lion is too good at chasing down and eating its prey, it kills them all, then it dies. So it's always that wonderful, delicate balance that we have through evolution. And I've got to say, it's pretty fucking good. We've been doing it for well over 65 million years since the dinosaurs were wandering around being rotten bastards and eating anything.
Your agricultural industry doesn't have 65 million years or whatever to adapt to a lack of honeybee pollinators in the agricultural sphere. So yeah.
Well,
So it could be,
look, I've got an interesting stat. It took till about 200 years ago to get to 1 billion people in the world. 200 years. Since then, we're now up to 6 or 7 billion people. We've multiplied sevenfold. We will hit a natural point. David Attenborough does point this out in his documentaries a lot. You'll hit a point where you go beyond your carrying capacity. And agriculture is what has made us become pretty much a bit of a cancerous species on the planet. If you look at the planet as a bigger organism, it's like it's got a whole lot of, I don't know, nits or fleas or something, which is the human race. So we must hit a point where we do not grow anymore. We've got to sort of, what do you say, level off.
Yep, but you don't really want that to be caused by massive famines. It'd be nice to for humans to sort of get their act together and say we'll do this and we'll plateau off naturally rather than have a massive famine introduced by the murder hornets killing all our bees and making our agricultural crops fail. That's not the future I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to them controlling the murder hornets so we keep our agriculture and we don't all have to starve to death.
Well, as it gets wiped out, there will be always new threats coming and going too. In fact, when you look at it on a bigger scale, agriculture changes. Out here, the farmers were dying. They used to just farm. You could hedge your bets. You could run cattle and sheep and cows, or you could crop. Most of them now are cropping. They're doing canola and the high turnover cash crops, which it's not a choice and it's not greed based. It's out of necessity to maintain the bills to the banks and so forth. We have what are people making decisions politically who aren't actually farmers. And farmers and supermarkets are traditional enemies, I guess, or they're the natural predators to each other. So the biggest supermarkets are actually kind of pushing farmers to the wire right now. And I do feel for the farming community. Like fifth generation farmers are being forced to sell out.
It's pretty quiet. You're
guys, low.
We can't.
Wait, now I'm low for you guys? Yeah.
Oh, no, you're okay now.
No,
I think you just got a bit better.
Okay. Okay. But guys, here's the thing. We can speculate, but we can also, travel forward in time and
see what the future looks like.
See for ourselves.
Well, hang on. Before we travel forward in time, I did want to draw reference to a couple of our better human achievements during the last year. Something got overlooked in our lockdowns and COVID was a couple of Guinness Book of Records. So do you mind if I just run through we've got a few. I'll run through 4 or 5 before we go into time travel. But things that happened last year, which we did under this wonderful year that was called 2020. Anyway, first one, 2 women broke the fastest trip around the world on a tandem bike. Okay, this happened the year just gone. Now, Kat Dixon and Raz Marsden. Now, Kat and Raz, I tell you what, buddy, Kat and Raz, I think I know them from the bowling club, and it's always a good night if it's the same too. Left England in June 2019 on their tandem bike. Now, if you ever are married and you get a tandem bike, it's a guaranteed divorce. But anyway, they rode around the world after 263 days and did 25 countries. They travelled 18,000 miles and broke the world record. There's a little bit, we've got highlights of it. They had to battle monsoons, heat waves, potential borders closing, coronavirus. And it is the best bit. We just got on with it and loved it all. It was important to keep laughing as we did. That's a bit of a metaphor for my love life. But anyway, well done, girls. Fucking kudos to you. That's awesome to know that those chicks rode a bike around the world. Fuck yes. Love it. Next one. This one is dear to my heart being a musician. The world's deepest underground concert occurred at 6,200 feet below sea level. The Shaft Bottom Boys, a band of musicians, performed a 50-minute set in a mine in Sudbury, Ontario, which I think might be Canada. The mine is 6,213 feet below sea level, making it the deepest ever rock concert ever held. The band was decked out in uniforms, had their hard hats and so on, and everyone was tapping their feet and rocking out. I love it. Good on you guys. Kudos. A rock concert, fucking subterranean. Love it. You could almost call them an underground band, couldn't you? Oh, dead joke. Okay. Now, for those of you not wanting to go down to the depths and play music or ride a bike, a teacher in Japan ate the most noodles in 3 minutes. Right? Jeremy Lenig decided to celebrate his 40th birthday, and he ate more udon noodles than anyone in history in 3 minutes. His record-breaking bowl had 39 ounces, which is the equivalent of 10 normal bowls of udon noodles. Guys, I nearly throw up after 2 of those. That's a big effort there. 3 minutes, 10 bowls. Anyone got any comments on that?
Well, I assume that is probably it's not the udon noodles you buy in the supermarket at the Oriental store or store like we have here. It's like but that's a Dutch chain, I think. But
yeah, but if you look at the expression on his face, I reckon they are the udon noodles you get at the shop. He doesn't look like he's about to hog into some damn fine tucker there. He's got that, oh no, what am I in for? Look on my face. But anyway, yeah, we'll move past that. Here's the one.
You forgot the world record. You forgot the world record for the world's largest magnet.
Oh, nice dig. Well, we don't have our duck tubes down here, mate. So we're trying to avoid the large magnet. We don't want to get magnet cancer, but duck suits were big. Duck suit gate was a big thing.
Yeah,
the one I love, there's always
really
a Super Bowl thing. I'll make this the last one for now. The Super Bowl thing. Right, Bush's Bees. Keen to get their name out there for Super Bowl because it goes to, 80 million people? Or I think it's 140 worldwide, but it goes to 80 million US. Good way to flog your gear. Right, a 70-layer dip. This thing, right, it weighed 1,087 pounds with 70 layers. A bit of a move on the old traditional 7-layer dip. And I don't know how you dig it. You probably need a taco shell or a shovel to get in. The container looks like, well, it's a pellet, so they brought it in with a forklift. It looks like a Star Wars healing tank. You know, it's about 4 feet tall. It's like the hugest glass ever. It looks disgusting, but then...
It's not standing on a pellet. That's the skill.
Oh, okay. All right. Ah, very good. Well spotted. But I've got to say something like that, like, I don't know. I find that disgusting, and I'm someone who reckons a turducken is a good thing. So anyway, I reckon we'll leave that one there for now. We'll get onto the Bohemian Rhapsody one later. But so, time travel, getting out of here, Arduin. I reckon that sounds like a great idea. What do you propose?
Well, I was thinking, I haven't done this in a while. Actually, I think the last time we time traveled was somewhere in what was it, like September, October?
Yeah, probably. We looked at it.
Yeah,
we're still here, so it didn't work.
Yeah, so I think that my time travel license has expired, and yours too.
Ah.
So I think we need to.
Right.
I think we need to rewatch the instruction video we were watching last time.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Welcome on board and congratulations! When you see this video, you've made the selection. You are one of the first 25 passengers who will travel to the future. The journey will take 8 hours and you'll arrive on the 21st of September in the year 2145. For security and confidentiality reasons, you have not received instructions before now. Please allow us to inform you about everything you should know about time traveling. The easiest way to explain what time travel is to compare it with traveling in distance. Most people experience traveling in distance as follows. You are traveling when you move from point A to point B. When you stop, you are not traveling. This is a major misconception. People cannot stand still. We are always traveling. Even if you don't move between point A and point B, you are moving at the speed of close to 1,000 miles.
I know that sovereign citizens like the idea of always traveling.
Yes, I was thinking that exact same thing. Are you sure they're not driving? Yes.
Miles per hour, because our planet Earth rotates on its axis. And even if Earth didn't spin, we would still orbit around a star called the Sun at the speed of 67,000 miles per hour. People are not only continuously traveling in space, but also in time, at the speed of 1
Suck it up,
second
flat
per
earth.
second. But you are going to be one of the first humans who travel faster in time, what most people consider time traveling. Traveling to the past is impossible for people, but it is possible to send signals to the past. We'll explain that later. History of time travel experiments. In the late 1930s, one of the first radio telescopes received an unusual signal from space. After a couple of years, a team of scientists discovered that it was a message from the future. The message contained instructions to build a time machine. Under the command of President Roosevelt, scientists who worked for the United States Air Force started to develop the first time machine. It was finished in April 1947. The first
All
test
true.
on July 8,
Yeah.
1947, caused an explosion.
Wait for it.
The time machine exploded in the neighborhood of Roswell, New Mexico. Nobody got hurt. We presented it as a failed weather balloon experiment, but many people believed that it was a crash flying saucer. In 1954, the first plant was sent to the future. Finger Plant Chuck. This was a successful experiment. In 1975, the first dog was sent to the future. The dog was called Albert Leka. Albert Leka arrived alive, but died in seconds. What went wrong? The scientists expected that the dog would disappear in 1975 and move to the future to an empty room. They made one big mistake. The empty room was not empty. An empty room contains air, and air is a mixture of nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, several other gases, and water vapor. So, the air would end up in the entire body of the dog, including the veins. The air bubbles in the arteries caused arterial air embolism, which immediately caused a heart attack.
I love this makeup science, like when it's like, oh, and it sounds. They thought this through. The guys that made this thought this through.
That would definitely
Hey,
happen.
dude, but if we're, Arduin, if I remember rightly, we were bunker 13 back in those days. That's so how long ago it was. We've gone on to 33. We've progressed 20 levels since then. God, we pulled off some scams, haven't we? Oh, those were the days. People believed anything back then.
I've watched ahead on this, and I want to know how. Because in a minute they're going to say we then contacted the future and said remove the air out of the room, so we can do it properly. But I want to know how they contacted the future. There's a radio contact to the future, is there? Can you call them up?
I don't know.
Now, when that black van appears outside, look, TT, don't fight. You're only going to hurt yourself. We don't ask questions like that in this establishment. I thought you knew that rule. It's in the induction. Honestly, dude, we're going to have to re-educate you, I think, a little bit on that. It was a vacuum chamber, by the way. Yes. Okay. Black vans temporarily not dispatched. Nice point.
In 1975, they did another experiment with the dog Albert Leka 2. The arrival gate in the future was entirely vacuum sucked, and the first dog who traveled to the future brought his own air.
It was
the
sucked.
Experiment passed. The dog was alive and healthy. In the meantime,
Hooray!
we've sent several mammals to the future, and every experiment since 1975 was successful. So your journey will be very safe. Time travel techniques. There are several ways to travel in time. Some are very difficult, but not impossible in the future, like reaching the speed of light, using Einstein-Rosen bridges, also known as wormholes, flying near a black hole, and flying nearby huge planets. Luckily, as I mentioned earlier, we've received information from the future to build a time machine. This device works with cabin-based time dilation technology. It's too hard to explain how it works, but in the future you'll receive a 4-year training to understand it. The biggest challenge that the inventors of the cabin had to overcome was distance. Imagine that this is you, traveling 2 weeks into the future. Now you are time traveling. You are moving faster in time, but the planet is orbiting around the sun. So you would arrive in the right time, but not in the right place.
That would be dangerous.
Messages from the future. As mentioned before, we know how to build a time machine because we received messages from the future. You may have wondered earlier, why didn't they warn us that the first time machine would explode? Why wouldn't they warn us that the first dog would die? It's because it would end up in another reality, another timeline. Imagine that we sent a flower to the future with our time machine. The people in the future can send us a signal to confirm that they received the flower. What they can't do is send their message to the time before we've sent the flower, because the future that received the flower is not made in the time before the flower was sent. The message would end up in a different timeline. Because of this phenomenon, the grandfather paradox doesn't exist. You may know the grandfather paradox from science fiction stories like Ancestral Voices by Nat Schnackner, published in 1933. In those stories, a person travels to the past and kills their own grandfather before the conception of their father or mother, which prevents the time traveler's existence. If traveling back in time was possible, you would not disappear if you would kill your grandfather, because the future you are residing in was already made, including you. You would just not be.
Oh, that's actually again. I love that they actually thought about what they were joking about and.
Yeah, what's the provenance of this video? Because it's obviously a bit satirical, right?
Yeah.
No, dude, we are going to 2145. You've been joking. You're one of the 25 people. If you weren't watching this video, you're not one of the 25 people. We will be. Wait for it.
But how many people
Congratulations,
how many people are watching live right now? They're going to be very angry if they're not on the part of the list of 25.
They are on the list if they're seeing the video.
And here's the thing: how angry will they be? Will they be if they realize that there is no more COVID in 2145?
Yeah.
And here's the interesting thing: I'll check some of the names. I'll check some of the names, and a lot of them are musicians. Oh my God, guys, we've got a disproportionate amount of musicians in the future. This could be dangerous.
And there's no risk. They haven't killed any. Haven't killed any mammals since 1975. So, yeah. But when this video was leaked from some time, this looks like a 1980s video.
Confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
You can't confirm or deny. If Doctor Who has taught us something, and it has, you can't fuck with the timeline. Had Doctor Who not come into existence back in the 60s, they wouldn't be making shows now to keep changing the timeline back. Once you fuck with it, you fuck it forever.
Yeah, but then
ugly German Truth. Ugly German Truth. He's on board with it. That's cool. We like that. Ah, the Antikytherian device. Very good, Jen. I like that. Yes, cool. Good call, man. Sorry, let's get back into it, shall we? TT, you may not find yourself in 2145 if you keep this up.
Born on a different timeline.
Sorry,
Do you remember when the newspapers mentioned that the Ohio State University's Big Ear radio telescope received a strong narrowband radio signal on August 15, 1977?
Wow.
They called it the WOW signal. A lot of people thought it was extraterrestrial. It was not. It was just another message from the future. What does your arrival look like? First, you'll be observed by a doctor. After that, a huge team of people will welcome you. The entire world is watching to see your arrival. Things you should know. There is less greenery in the future. Don't complain about it, because the people from the future are not responsible for it. They blame the past, your time. Don't feel offended when people swear in front of you. Some of the words are regular language, and people have no bad intentions. People look younger in the future. A woman who looks like a young woman could actually be 80 years old. Genetic design is common in the future. Don't get scared when you see people with purple eyes or extremely big eyes. Besides, you'll scare people as well with your looks. A lot of historians will approach you as soon as you arrive. It's also likely that temposexuals will approach you. Temposexuals are people who are sexually attracted to people from a different time. According to the book DSM-61, their attraction is a projection of a hidden desire to travel to another time. Don't be afraid. Fear is very common as you will be in a totally different time. Everything is new. But you are safe and don't have to worry. Now we give the floor to Lieutenant General Dr. W.P. Petrolsky, who answers some expected questions.
Question. Will I become a time travel tourist? No. A tourist goes back home after visiting a different place, or in our case, a different time. You will become a permanent resident of the future. You will not return.
I've got a question.
Question. Will my bank account still be active? No. But you don't...
Okay, go ahead.
I got a question for the fact, but I'm going to get laid a lot, right? this is good.
Well,
the sexual thing, I'm going to get laid a lot, and I'm going to get laid with I'm gonna get to bang 80-year-old women with purple eyes. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What's
join
the
the queue.
downside?
This is why we're
I'm not
doing
coming
it.
back. I'm not coming back.
Correct. There is no need to come back.
Don't have to worry about money. We arranged
Now you're on board.
Question: what will I hear and see during time travel? As soon as we start our engines, you will see nothing special. However, our experiments have taught us what time traveling sounds like. It may sound strange or almost eerie to your ears. However, some folks love the sound of time travel, comparing it to the song of the heavenly choir or their favorite music. Other people think of that weird Doctor Who noise. In reality, it sounds like this.
Sounds like a truck dip on a great Johnny.
Another question:
What
Does everyone
happened
have
to
a
the people
haircut
who
like
didn't make the
that?
cut? This part is ingenious. We'll put them on
They do.
candid camera and convince them it was all an elaborate prank. Question: what will happen to my family or friends? Don't worry about that. We'll take care of it. Question: when will I meet the other 24 times?
Sorry, but I like
That guy's voice. That guy's voice sounds like Taboo Conspiracy to me.
I was like, what happened to my family or friends? Don't worry, we'll take care of them.
Well, they're going to die, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to take care of. Their timeline will continue on, and they'll be dead. So yeah.
Does that mean that I can't accidentally screw my great grandchild?
Well, I guess you could.
Well, I think accidentally is probably the operative word there. Accidentally means you didn't intend it. Therefore, you have no consequences within the timeline to have to worry about, Arduin. So answer, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And I will too.
And then become my great grandson's father.
I've got some bad news for you, Arduin. We'll talk about it after the show, okay? Some. We shall rule the galaxy as father and distant great grand something. I don't know. I haven't worked it out yet. I've got to do the
You
math.
will meet them shortly after you arrive.
Well, the instructions end here. If you want to read more about your journey, read the book that is under your seat. Enjoy your journey.
Oh, such inspiration for you.
Oh wow!
I don't know about you guys, but I love that music. I'm expecting cannons to start going off and whatever, the way it's got that wonderful Napoleonic charge about it. Anyway.
Well, yeah, I like that how they managed to fit in, the wow signal and the Roswell UFOs. Fantastic,
Yeah.
top marks. That. And I love the 1980s VCR feel. Loved that fake
You know what I
TV
love?
aging.
You know what I particularly love is the way you're giving it that 1980s feel of the Bill Collins, Ivan Hutchinson revising a movie that people used to do back in those days. Remember we used to have people coming on TV to tell us what a movie was about? I used to just think I could watch it, but no, I feel much more comfortable with some commentary, which could be an idea for a show. Anyway.
Well, we were having some ideas as well. So, I was kind of feeling like chilling and relaxing. But, my cat was annoying and yelling at me. But luckily, I remember that back in the previous show days, I think we saw a commercial about the solution for that, didn't we?
Well, actually, Arduin, it's interesting you should bring that up, because I do also need to, well, shall we say, sedate certain family members or various organic structures around me. Of course, I do have some issues with some people who've moved in nearby, and I think you may have something on that. But I've also got a big problem in that ad number 3 is totally oblivious to anyone who speaks English. So is that commercial going to get a rough breakdown from you after it, or are we going to run with just the 2?
Or we can just run it and just talk over it.
Well, you can do a running
Okay,
translation.
well, you can translate for us. Great. Okay. Well, guys, I think it's time to have a piss, skin up a number, and have an ad break. What do you think? Does that sound like a fantastic idea?
Yeah, but maybe this time have the mics open and kind of talk about what we're seeing.
I think
Sure,
you're
yep.
onto it. So we can't say grabbing the pussy.
No. Oh.
Right.
Can I have a popsicle?
No, honey, you'll spoil your...
Hey parents, tired of those out-of-control kids? Throwing embarrassing tantrums wherever they go. At the grocery store, on the playground, even at the dinner table. You've had it with parenting, but wait, there is a solution. Introducing Nap Time, the latest, most effective tool for child tantrum prevention. It's simple. Just douse a rag with our patented Sleepy Time formula, place it over your child's cry hole, press and hold gently for 8 to 12 seconds, and presto, no more tantrum.
I was beginning to think adoption was the only way out. Then a friend of mine introduced me to Nap Time. It's never been so quiet around here.
The secret
Well, I
lies
knew
in
that
Nap
3
Time's
years ago.
revolutionary fast-to-sleep formula. Developed by military-trained
works on
scientist doctors from NASA, Nap Time's powerful molecules rush to the child's brain on contact, gently inducing instant tranquility.
I love it.
This is chloroform.
Already put those wallet-draining crap factories out on the street? That's okay. Nap Time works in any situation. On the golf course. An awkward blind date.
I had a really good time tonight.
It even works on pets.
After we had our first child here, we regretted it almost immediately.
We didn't know that she'd cry so much.
Talk about defective. But thanks to Nap Time, our little Samantha here hasn't made a noise in weeks. I keep her in a shoebox.
Call now and we'll send you your very own 24-ounce bottle of Nap Time solution for only 23 easy payments of $1.99. But wait, there's more. Act quickly and you'll also receive the all-new Dream Sack absolutely free. It's compact and portable for those on-the-go tantrums. Just cover it, tighten it, and forget about it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So if this looks familiar...
I feel pregnant.
All too late. If only I had this earlier.
Then don't wait.
Yes.
Today and join the millions of Americans who just can't stop saying...
Thanks, Nap Time.
Thanks, Nap Time. Thanks, Nap Time.
Nap Time, when they just
Thanks,
won't
Nap
shut
Time.
up. Nap Time is not legal in the following states.
All of them.
All of them, yep.
This is the tip of the iceberg, guys. Nap Time is the best product.
Yeah, it,
Well, yep.
I found
like I
many
said,
uses.
it also works on cats.
Well, this
Yes.
when I watched this reminded me of Noni Hazelhurst reading "Go to the Fuck to Sleep," a children's bedtime story. I don't know if you guys you've heard Noni Hazelhurst read "Go to Fuck to Sleep."
No.
Boomer.
We probably will. I haven't heard it. I may have, but I reckon we'll do it in a future episode. What do you think?
Oh well, yep. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll do it in our upcoming 2145 episode because we're going to be doing YouTube streams in 2145.
YouTube will still there. All their servers will be
Well,
taken over the
no,
entire planet. But yeah, they'll
No,
still be
it's
there.
actually called YouTube is called Dust Script in 2145, but that's okay. I'll explain that on the way. Or Dust Scripting. Oh God, why do I work with you people? Oh, I just found out why.
canned laughter. We've got to press the canned laughter button. Boomer.
Yeah, it's almost as
No, I need to
awkward.
check it.
It's almost as awkward as that. Remember when we had that weird dance, that weird awkward dance with what was it? Was it with the saxophone?
Nutbush.
Macarena.
Yes, I've had some people have moved into the neighbourhood and they're a little bit, how you going? I'm a bit concerned about where they may be coming from. So what have you got for me on this, Arts? You always solve my problems midstream. For better,
There we go.
for worse.
As a resident of Miami-Dade County, it is your right to know the names and likenesses of sex offenders living in your area. As a public service, we have created this videotape so that you and your friends and family can stay aware, stay safe, and maybe even have a little fun. Enjoy.
I'm always up for fun. Oh, funky tune.
State of Florida has asked us to disclose our sexual crimes to you. We were bad, but now we're good. We're moving into your neighborhood. You know we're trying our best to be functioning members of society. We're not here to start no trouble. We're legally required to do the sex offender shuffle.
I'm Larry Arthauer, and I'll refrain from touching my neighbor's kids again. What I did was not too kind, but I'm a nice guy, you'll come to find. I've got a backyard and a real nice pool. Y'all should come over for a barbecue. We can make some cold drinks in my blender, but do keep in mind that I'm a sex offender.
Vernon Douglas is my name. My battery
Margarita.
arrest is what brought me fame. But there's much more to know about me. I love to dance and I love to ski. I zip and zoom on through the snow. Just strap on my boots and watch me go. But I can't ski until December. Till then I'm just a sex offender.
I'm Charles Dolan, dropping rhymes. I've been arrested 7 times. I know that sounds like a lot. 3 of those times were for vandalism. Feel real bad, I got caught. Might do it again, probably not. I'm not here to make pretenses. I'm here because of my sex offenses.
I'm Sam Pound, I'm number 1. Apologizing for what I've done. In case you were wondering what that was, I snuck into a bathroom and I...
What's Sam doing, man?
I'm just here to do the sex offender shuffle.
Unreliable videotape, man. VHS.
Hey everybody, I'm Laura
VHS
Hughes,
rule.
proving girls can do it too. And by it, I mean touch your cousin. Was it worth it? No, it wasn't. You won't find me in your child's playset, cause I gotta wear this ankle bracelet. I'm not here to go on a bender, I'm here because I'm a sex offender.
Last name Bermholt, first name Mark. I'm moving in somewhere on your block. Not in a house, but in a van. If you need me to move it, I sure can. The last thing I want is any trouble. I've learned my lesson from the sex offender shuffle.
I'm the one they call Arthur Chase. They said I didn't have to show my face. My first trial ended in a hung jury. If I'm found guilty, they'll unblur me. I'm not the necrophiliac Arthur Chase. That's a different Arthur Chase. I'm not here to be my own defender. I'm here because I'm possibly a sex offender.
Okay, real quick, I'm not like these people. Okay, this is an extortion plot by my ex-wife, who's the only witness, and she's trying to take away my kids. And if I'm not here to pack my duffel, I'm just here to do the sex offender shuffle.
State of Florida has asked us to disclose our sexual crimes to you. We were bad, but now we're good. We're moving into your neighborhood. We're obliged to admit the crimes for which we were convicted. We're not here to start no trouble. We're legally required to do the sex offender shuffle.
So much cheese. It's
It's on
cheesier than a
Spotify.
Super Bowl nacho dish.
Oh, I like the beat, man. I guess
The B
it's on
alert.
Spotify, surely.
You let me go
Surely you
back.
can get that on Spotify.
Fuck.
You be Officer Buzz says be on alert. Oh, please.
Oh, fuck.
So one more commercial.
Yeah. with running commentary because us English speakers don't know what the fuck is going on.
Oh yeah. So the policeman is just flirting with the girl. And the National Bank has been robbed. They're going to the Eiffel Tower. And he says, "Sorry, I got work." And he's now commandeering the car. Get out. So he's commandeering the car.
That's what I do if I was a cop. I would just commandeer cars all day. I'm a police officer. Give me that Mustang.
The suspect are armed and dangerous, and they're driving a dark sedan.
I would be so fucking corrupt if I was a cop.
Oh, look, he has backup. Oh, maybe not.
Uh-oh.
And then it's just call us. It's from an insurance company.
and so the punchline is that he's in the bad guy's car. Is that right?
Yeah, he tried to drag the bad guys out of the car and.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he left them behind. Yep.
He commandeered their car, and now he's being chased by the police. Everyone thinks like, oh, that he's the perp.
Oh dear! I don't know if it works, and it has to be explained to me that much. But maybe, yeah. And was that
the best jokes are always the one?
And was that shot in French? Was that in French?
Yeah, it was shot in French with Dutch subtitles because it is a Dutch commercial. But this commercial of this insurance company, they only make commercials like that where something like completely out of the ordinary goes wrong in a really funny way for the viewer, and then it's like whatever happens.
It's a little movie, it's a bit of comedy,
yeah,
little mini movie.
Yeah, and their slogan is whatever happens, you can always call us.
Right, yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's interesting. It's filmed in. Is it a Dutch insurance company or it's Europe wide or something like that?
It's a Dutch insurance company. Yeah.
So it's interesting. It's filmed in French. I mean, I guess all you bastards speak French, English, German. The whole works as well as Dutch. So I guess
no. French. Most of us do not speak French, so that's why.
So you'd be reading the subtitles.
Yeah, that's why. That's why it's subtitled. Yeah. Now, I think that most of us do speak English. A couple of us speak German, and a little bit. It's the thing is you can at school you can choose between German and French.
Yeah.
So
you can't choose to avoid English though.
Nope.
Yeah. And we're grateful that that's the case, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to talk to you. And we like talking to you.
Well, to be honest, the English I learned at school was not enough to have conversations like this. I had to learn a lot of English over the years. So yeah.
I think you probably sell yourself short because
Oh no. It's like I'm not selling myself short. I had to learn a lot of English myself after school to be able to have conversations like this. Yeah.
But you got a solid basis, and you pick it up pretty quick, I'd say. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That was my experience.
Incoming factoid, which is actually going to be two incoming factoids, is you might notice here within legal and doctor and various professions, they tend to rely on Latin, to which would pose the interesting question, why the fuck resort to a language that's over 1,000 years old? And I always thought it was to be a bit elitist, like solicitors come out with their fancy terms of pro bono and whatever to segregate them from us. But what actually happens is it's to do with universal understanding. Like if two doctors are together who speak, say, Spanish and French, when they hear the term cardiac arrest, they both know that's a heart attack. So the resort to Latin is not an elitist plot, as I originally thought. It's actually a universal language within, well, shall we say the EU, who said see you later to Brexit. But that's the way it works with Latin. That's why certain terms within languages depending on what the industry was and how they were at a given time. Like French has a lot of cooking terms, like a la carte, and a lot of culinary stuff is French. Spanish is a lot of chemistry. German is a lot of engineering. And this is where English is a funny one, in that it's a bit of a bastardized language. We know who his mother is, but it's got more than one father. And it sort of all relies around what you were doing at a given time. Naval terms also is very English. So I dare say there's a reverse thing for Arduin, who's more versed in the Germanic languages.
Yeah.
Other factoid I'd like to bring up is the word factoid. Factoid is actually usually referred to as something that's correct. A factoid is actually the opposite. A factoid is a Mandela effect, where it's a fact that we believe to be, like carrots are good for your eyes, when it's not true. That is a factoid. So therefore, the factoid I've just brought up is not a factoid in a cloud of logic. If you got
yes, except
that was a bit of a Rubik statement.
Yeah, except of course the English language is an evolving thing, and so people use factoid to mean a small, interesting fact, and so now that's what it means, right? So who cares what it used to mean?
It was originally, yep, it was a Mondello, like carrots are good for your eyes, came from the war because they didn't want to let the German pilots know they had radar. So everyone was eating carrots thinking they're good for your eyes. That is still around to this day, some 80 years after the fact.
It's
So
kind of
they do
amazing.
get traction
Yeah,
and maintain. Yeah.
You
Anyway,
know,
so where are we?
well, I was going to think I sent the kids out for a walk. Do you think that's a good idea in this neighborhood?
Oh no, very stranger danger. There could be anything. Someone could try and show them puppies, like try and give them a ride.
You're not going to say that the entire town is a possible sex offender.
Everyone.
Hang on,
in the town
Arduin.
could be.
No. Look, Arduin, we need to cook dinner, and I need to get bread. I'm busy at home cooking dinner, so I'm gonna have to send the kids to the shop to get some bread. So, look, it's got to happen. So the kids are going to the shop. Surely there couldn't be any problems, could there?
Well, let's check it out.
What a segue of the century. Yes. Okay. Yes, the twins. They will do for my bread.
Doreen and Dan, the cautious twins, live in our neighborhood. They ask their mother where to play, as all good children should. They tell her who their playmates are, and let her meet them too. For happy tots are careful tots, and they know what to do. One Saturday, Doreen and Dan were called in from their play. They hurried to their mother's call to hear what she would say. She asked them, please go buy some bread, and sent them on their way.
Yeah.
She knew they'd go straight there and back, and surely would not stray.
Yeah, I think that my
So
mom is
off they
getting
went,
a
the
visit
cautious
from the
twins.
milkman.
They knew the rules to heed. No matter what was offered them, they'd not give in to greed. Most people love a little child. Some grown-ups, though, are bad. The bad ones look like good ones, like any mom or dad. So that is why you must not talk to strangers that you meet. Don't let them give you any toys or anything to eat.
He's bearing gifts.
If someone that you do not know should offer you a treat, remember how he looks and talks.
That must be shit.
Upon returning from the store, their friends were at the gate.
That poor man, he must be like shit. What do I do with all this candy now? I get all this candy, and these kids keep running away from me.
Surely there's a kid that would want this candy. I can't eat it because of my dentures.
Yeah. I have diabetes. I could die if I eat only one candy. So I'm trying to give it away. I try to give it away because I don't have any children for myself. But for some reason.
I tell you what, those kids do the standing 440 in about 8 seconds too. They're fucking fast. Wow.
They asked them to the park to play. The twins thought that was great. They'd asked their mother anxiously. They'd really like to go. She told them, yes, be back at noon. You must be prompt, you know.
But where did the
It's
bread
wonderful
go?
to play with friends, to run and swing and climb, to slide and yell, and all the while remembering
Don't
the
ask a
time.
hard question.
When to the restroom you must go at playground, parks, or zoo, be sure to ask a cautious friend to go along with you. Don't stray away from all your friends toward bushes or the trees. Stay near the crowds, the slides, the swings. And
Hello,
Mother will give you
random person.
It's time to go.
Hello,
Doreen
random
and Dan
person I
start
just
home
happened to
along
run
the
into.
each watching cars and
I need to
signals,
take a
too.
dump.
They hurry home to eat. Along the way, a stranger waves just off the avenue. The twins remember Mother's words. They don't forget.
Holy fuck.
Would you? A person may invite you to a house, garage,
cute,
or shed. Say no
He's
to him
cute.
and run and tell your mother what he said. Doreen and Dan, the cautious twins, run home as good kids do. For home's the very safest place when danger threatens you. Back home at noon, right smack on time.
The
Twins
dad's
are
a Peter.
hungry, say. But better yet, they get to
Yeah,
go to
Gin's
the local
lives
matinee.
3 miles from a
Their
sex
mother
offender
says
prison.
it's
I
their
think this might be
reward
his
for
own
doing
town.
what she
Sorry,
asks,
Gin.
remembering rules and helping her with little household tasks. Doreen and Dan are young for shows, that is, to go alone, so Sister Joan will go with them, a sort of chaperone. It's fun to see a movie show with pirates, Indians, kings.
But Joan
The
wants to
shows are
fuck
always
Joan.
pretty dark,
Sister Joan wants to
and
fuck
bad
Johnny.
people may try bad things. So when you go to see a show, if someone touches you, get up and move away from there and tell the usher to. Don't let a stranger pat your hand or straighten up your clothes.
I'm almost surprised. I'm almost surprised that they didn't make the usher a perv as well.
What the fuck is this? Sitting next to some dude in the fucking cinema. What's this stranger shit? What's going on here?
Not just that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but then, so the stranger in the cinema was touching her, and then they ran out of the cinema. And as soon as they were outside, they ran into another creep.
But he's got nice forearms, this creep. So it's all right.
Well, that's okay. What's up with this town, man?
You wouldn't want that guy to be hugging you nice and tight in their rumor.
Only in the U.S.
Child alone, as everybody knows. And when they left the show for home, they met some friends of Joan. Although she shouldn't, Joan then told the twins to go on home alone. Doreen and Dan walked on their way. They promised not to
Sister
roam.
Joan wants to
A
fuck
man
Johnny.
walked up to them and said he'd come to take them home. If someone tells you he was sent to take you home to Dad, skedaddle away as fast as you can. Perhaps that man is bad. Don't go away with him at all, although he asks you to.
Tell by the
If
nose.
he should grab you, scream so loud that help will come to you. Now that was close, too close for sure. That really was a fright. They had to hurry on their way, for it was almost night. A car drove up, and in it was the cutest puppy dog. The man said, "Come and see my pet." And Dan was
So where's
all
the puppies,
agog.
man?
Doreen recalled the
where's the
rules for
puppies?
this.
Puppies.
Then Dan remembered too. If you
But you know, they're telling you not to pet the puppy. You should always pet the puppy. That's the rule. It is
You just
the
don't go
rule.
home with the
I actually
puppies.
I was outside making a phone call before, and a puppy bounded up and just he didn't know the stranger danger rules at all, and we had fun. He jumped around, I scratched his belly, and he went off, and we're both happy. I don't know, these are mixed messages these kids are getting. Everyone's evil. No wonder we see things called flat Earth conspirators appearing. Maybe it's these cartoons.
Maybe you'd
Go and get your own puppy, though.
Yeah.
Should see a
Oh,
dog
God, the
like
chat's
this,
working.
would you remember too? If someone in a motor car should offer you a ride, scream loudly as you run away. Do not get inside. If you can read the license plate, repeat it in your mind, or write it down upon the ground with anything you find. But look where this had left the twins. The alley looked real great. Should they go through and get home fast? It's growing dark and late. But Mother's words came to their mind, and though they'd like to go, they knew that this was time to stop, the best time to say no. It's never safe in alleys or empty buildings, too. It's always best to travel where Mother tells you to.
Screw the people that live in
Even though the
alleys.
sun was low, they went the longer way. For safety first, they knew was best at any time of day. And since they learned so very well these lessons, every one, here they are, all safe and sound, to share the family fun. And so you see, Doreen and Dan knew all the things to do. They practiced all the rules they learned. Would you? And you? And you?
Yeah, home sweet home. I mean, I haven't done the research, but I suspect would it be true? Do you think, guys, that the amount of offenders that are strangers versus the amount of offenders that are family, friends, or people you actually know probably vastly outweigh each other?
Yeah.
Well, that's the way, because you don't look. Being a father, I don't know what other people are. You're not going to leave your kid with a total fucking stranger. It's either going to be daycare, school, or someone you know. And yeah, you're right, dead right. It does actually happen from those within. I don't know about you guys, but that movie Once for Warriors, God, did that? Oh fuck, that was a bad movie to watch. It just really enraged me. I don't normally get affected by movies, but as we all know, Once for Warriors, cook us some eggs, love, etc. Fuck, did that stick with me?
Oh, yeah, no, I haven't seen that movie, so that has some themes about child abuse, does it? Really? Wow.
Oh, fuck, dude, you've got to watch. You actually have to watch it just for this. It'll enrage you. It's actually one of those movies that does leave you thinking, "Holy fuck!" You actually love it when the guy beats the shit out of someone at the end of the movie, and I never condone that. But anyway, yeah, do yourself a favor and watch Once for Warriors. There are. It's a cultural movie as well.
Yeah, it's a New Zealand flick, right?
Talking about that.
Yes, it is.
Talking about
the actual.
Talking about where you were talking about someone people getting end up getting beat up over nasty stuff. I don't know how it's in other countries, but here in 2020, the thing was a thing called pedo hunters who hunted down people who were alleged child abusers, and they beat them up.
Yeah, that's a dangerous game to play, isn't it? It's, like you said, alleged child abusers. Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Yes, because
what they would do is they would like sort of entrap them by making them believe they had an appointment with someone under 18, and then they would approach them and beat them up.
All right. So, I mean, I guess in that regard, they've actually shown up, and because I'm just thinking of this scenario, because I mean, you people make accusations, and just and mud sticks in that thing. That's kind of it's a minefield. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. That's
that's phenomenon here in Australia. Really.
Yeah, and the dirty thing about it is that any critique they basically wave off with, well, do you like pedals?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Look, there's a couple of interesting things that do come up on the current affair muckraking type shows, and that is one, the pedo hunters. Really, what they need to do is, once they've identified one, hand it to the correct authorities, because people do tend to be a hanging judge and really will look for a certain narrative, and that can destroy someone's life if they're wrongly accused. And the other one they tend to bring up a lot too with that sort of current affairs stuff is how If someone breaks into your house, you can't shoot them, and you should have the right to. Now, what's commonly ignored there is that if you decided you wanted to get someone, you could invite them to your house and beat them up and say they were breaking in. The current affair type soundbite TV reporting actually quickly gets you on that quick, like a meme, like the meme education of the alt-right. They just throw enough at you to enrage you. So one must be very careful. If you ever found someone who you suspected might be doing that, hand it on to the people who are qualified, because none of us guys have the police training. Like, go and report that sort of shit. And now I'm all high and mighty on the social justice warrior thing. I'll step back because we're actually supposed to be having a fun stream tonight with jokes, guys. So that is something that is important.
That's true, but well, I'm kind of thinking about things that happened in 2020. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, if there's a few genuine pedos get beaten, have the shit beaten out of them, I suppose it's not all bad. Yeah, but it's an interesting
What happens
phenomenon.
though? If say you're Harvey Weinstein, who uses his position to exert his will on females, or who knows whatever, you don't just go and beat them up, because what you're doing is giving them an out. If you go through the proper procedure and get them locked up, they don't get the out. If you go and thump someone, they can suddenly become the victim. So, guys, don't beat someone up just because you think they might be. Let those who know actually prove it, corner them, and capture them, and do the job.
The voice of reason. That's right. That's what you have when you have a 95-year-old man that's in the stream, can tell you about the good old days and be the voice of reason. Thank you, Boomer.
But
95-year-old.
Another interesting thing that happened. Basically, was it already 2021, or was it still 2020 that Julian Assange was not going to be extradited to the United States?
Yeah, I believe it was 2021. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, guys, that's an interesting one too. Now I'm still being the voice of reason. I'll do it again. A lot of people are quite upset with the WikiLeaks thing with the Hillary emails from 4 years ago. And I do agree. I believe what Julian did was a bit, well, I consider it un-Australian and a bit of a turncoat, in that the Hillary emails seemed to have a profound effect and it got Trump in. I actually didn't think the emails were going to float myself. But one of the things that WikiLeaks did was expose certain things like US Apache helicopter commanders who murder people because they think they are carrying a weapon, which is a telephoto lens. And although what Assange did with the Hillary emails was, I feel, un-Australian, the guy's pretty much suffered a jail.
People.
He's copped a jail sentence. Like, living in the Ecuadorian embassy for the last whatever years, it's kind of, he's copped a bit of a jail sentence. And let's look down to the arseholes that actually do promote this sort of shit. I don't see him as the villain. I see him more as the victim nowadays. And I really do think he's copped a jail sentence and doesn't deserve any more.
Well,
he's probably
got a few conjugal visits, though, obviously. You got a few conjugal visits,
well,
though, obviously.
Well,
no, he's got 2 children out of it, so you were aware of that, or he's had 2 children while I was in the Ecuadorian embassy. So,
well, it's always a vague thing. I've found the news cycle in the last 4 or 5 years is so corrupted. It's so difficult to be a critical thinker and get a view on it. But anyway, Mr. Assange,
I've oscillated about how I feel about Julian Assange myself too. Yeah, I mean it's definitely. I mean, it's good to have whistleblowers, and I mean you're complaining about how he got Trump elected. I mean, I guess, but the principle though is right. If you've got something that's bad, and you're a WikiLeaks organization, you shouldn't be deciding whether you're going to leak it or not based on your political point of view. You should maybe be brave and leak it, I suppose. But I was actually critical about leaking the sort of private conversations of diplomats, just because I mean I think there's certain things that that deserve privacy, but that I mean, because I mean I don't know. That's why I'm oscillated about it.
I would draw the line with it depending on where the private conversation is about. Because because you could have a private conversation about doing some sleazy stuff.
Being corrupt.
Yeah,
I
corrupt
take your
stuff.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But leaking the fact that that Hillary called the German Chancellor a fat bitch or something or other. Yeah, I mean that doesn't need to get published, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But look, there's something I can say now. Although
I don't know, because on the other hand, yeah.
Look, although we've just copped it lately with the last little thing of the Capitol building, what I've got to say is I did see an interesting meme that said, now having seen what's happened in the last 4 years, I always wondered how Adolf Hitler was elected to power. And it's something we seem to need to get this thrown in our face every couple of years, couple of generations. But austerity politics doesn't work. Casual labour through COVID hasn't worked. People have fallen back. There's a certain angle of this trickle-down economics that's now become a flawed problem. A fair day's work for a fair day's pay seems to have gone out the window. When I was growing up, you were actually coached around year 10 or 11 to maybe go and take up a trade and get an apprenticeship. There will always need carpenters, electricians, builders and things like that. Or go further and further your education. Do what fits you. And right now you get, a basic wage. Kids are getting nowadays the same wage they were getting 20 years ago. And this is not right. It's one of those things. It's always a tricky thing, but I don't know. History does repeat. Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it, I think is a very applicable term for this day and age. And stop being high and mighty. Let's get into the subject.
Can I use that one? I'll quote you on that. Quote you on that?
Well, it's not me. It's Oscar Wilde or someone. But anyway.
Yeah, I did know that.
But
got you again.
I didn't know.
Going kind of back on Julian Assange. Over the year 2020, we played a lot of Juice Media ads. I always liked doing them. We are very grateful to have the permission from Juice Media to play these ads. I think they're always great. Shall we enjoy another one?
Yeah,
the one about
the Five Eyes.
No, we did that one, I think. Didn't we?
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
Hello, I am from the British government with a fabulous announcement. No, I'm sorry, we still haven't sorted out this bleeding shit show. But we have finally managed to arrest our most wanted criminal. No, the other one, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. Once we're done, we'll extradite his skippy ass off to Virginia to face a grand jury. Because we're America's bitch. Yeah, baby. We'd like to thank all who aided us in this operation, especially the Ecuadorian government.
Hola, I'm from the Ecuadorian government, and I'm here to confirm that our new president is America's bitch too. That is why he agreed to cancel Harry Hacker's political asylum and let pigs enter our embassy to arrest him. ¿Será que nos pueden dar nuestro crédito el FMI ahora, por favor?
Hello, I'm from the Australian government. Since Mr. Assange is our citizen, we feel compelled to state in the strongest possible terms that we're America's bitch too. That's why both of these bung stains will leave him up shit creek without a paddle. After all, we're the same dickholes who are prosecuting whistleblowers and banning encryption to make it harder for journalists to expose our shitfuckery. Hello, I'm from the US government. We're grateful to all our bitches for handing over Julian Assange, who is wanted on charges of making us look like war criminals. Which of course we are. We have indicted the accused for the crime of helping his source to anonymously access documents in the public interest, otherwise known as good journalism. Journalists, of course, are not supposed to be good. They're meant to be piss weak on questioning stenographers who publish what we tolerate. By extraditing a foreign journalist, we hope to send a clear warning to all journalists not to mess with our shit. We ask all of you to cooperate with us in setting this dangerous precedent by focusing on how the accused is a bit of an asshole instead of our attempt to destroy your press freedom. American Empire. Authorized by the United Bitches of America.
Yeah.
What I do like though is that the reason that they didn't extradite them is that they were worried about his mental health.
That was a weird one because I mean, isn't anyone that's going to be extradited anyone you get extradite is going to be worried. Is going to have mental health issues, aren't they?
I think it's kind of a stab at the expectations. What would happen to someone like Julian Assange if you hand him over to the United States?
Yeah, but I mean, anyone being handed over that's got some, crime that they're going to be tried for is going to be.
Yeah, but it of course it depends on the crime. If someone needs to be extradited for murder, of course it will also be affecting his mental state. But I think that Julian Assange would be grinded and grinded and grinded and grinded by so many so many people who keep on dreading him. Not necessarily to get information for him, but also kind of to teach him a lesson. They'll sell it as an interrogation, but it's also kind of to make him feel it. I think that's the fear.
It's also to throw a message to any other whistleblowers. If you do it, we're going to do this. One of the things that's scary about being extradited to the US is that Guantanamo Bay is positioned in such a way that you don't get basic US constitutional rights when you're there, which is why it is used. We had a gentleman here who was called David Hicks. Well, gentleman's a bad term, but I'm just being polite. David Hicks, who was training with Al-Qaeda back in the bin Laden days. And he was kept in Guantanamo Bay because you don't get the basic US constitutional rights. And it's more or less we're going to lock you up and let you rot in hell. It is medieval at best. And that is the big thing. Now, having said that, I'm just going to go on to the point here of mental health, because this is something that is very near and not so dear to me. But when you do know someone who is suffering a little bit and you want to suggest things to them, it becomes very difficult. One of my family members is getting on a little bit, and we want to get some help in for him. But the one thing I do is, the more they need someone to just come in and tidy the place up and do whatever, and it's fully available and funded by the government, the more reluctant they are. There seems to be a certain stubbornness. And although that's not specifically the issue, it's the pride and something like that. And when you do know someone who is in that position, it does become very frustrating. You want to just rub your hands, wipe your hands off them, fuck them, I'll let them rot in hell. But you can't do that. If they're a family member, you've got to deal with them. And this is one of these things, we all do talk about mental health issues, but we don't get a lot of strategies and tactics to work within. And that's something I really getting serious again now too, which is a bit of a bummer, but that's something you've got to work on. If someone is a bit crook, you don't just say, are you okay? I've done my duty. You've got to actually gently and politically correctly probe and prod and get them on the road in the right direction. You've got to make them make the decisions. You've always got to be manipulative. And I really hate that. I'd rather just be honest and upfront, but you can't do that. It's a very tricky, slippery slope to deal with. And I'm going through it with myself right now, and I do sort of, it's getting hard. It's getting very hard.
Yeah. Sounds a bit tough.
Before we kind of call it slowly the end of the show, do we have some other things to say about this past year?
Well, I'm confident in predicting this is the last Christmas will be the last COVID Christmas ever, because I think we're gonna beat it this year. I'm just hoping that we get a bit of a roll on with the vaccines, and the vaccine, reluctant, the vaccine hesitant become unhesitant when they see everyone else doing it.
Well, I don't know about Australia, but here in the Netherlands, the prediction is that even with the people who are reluctant, the vaccination rate will still be high enough.
Yeah, because I've seen surveys with the way that people interpret a survey. So they might ask they ask questions and they say what would you say? Oh, I'm definitely not going to do it. I'm concerned about the vaccine. and I think there might be 20% are in that thing, and so they say that, that means that only 80, so 20% like that, and then 40% are somewhat concerned, and only 30% said they definitely do it, and they rate that as saying, that means only 30% are going to take it up.
No.
And I think that's the incorrect way to interpret that survey result. So,
and I think that the vaccination rate needs to be like 60% or something like that.
Yeah. This is all. I guess, based off models and theories, and you for each different disease, it'll be different. I'm told. Yeah. So you've got to run some mathematical models, and I guess with a new thing like this, there'll be margins of error in your mathematical models. So yeah, I don't know what the real figure is, but
my expectation is that slowly somewhere in September, at least here in Europe, in September probably things will be kind of back to normal.
Well, look, something I'm going to reiterate again with you, TT guy. You are a microbiologist, which more than qualifies you amongst all of us guys in this. We also have a doctor friend called Verbal Diarrhea. We'll actually try at some stage to get you and Verbal Diarrhea on the stream together to actually go through this. Probably about March, I'd say, would be a really good time. And I'm sure that the banter between you two will be beneficial to all of those of us who have those doubts. I've actually put myself up for it because,
I was going to say, what went down with your potential vaccine trial volunteering?
Well, at this point, I'm on hold.
Right.
The way I'm looking at it, I've ticked the boxes in a certain area. I'm waiting for that. I guess I'm what you would call the second wave, I guess. I'm on hold. I'm waiting. I'm being assessed. Right. So, but the way I look at it, I've got less days ahead of me than I have behind me anyway. I had a great life. So if I was to be one of those, oh, shit, we got it wrong, well, that's not a big thing. Like, obviously, I don't want to go and get an injection and die. But those people who instantly default to that, they're the danger. So if someone in my position is prepared to go forward and do it, yes, I'm still on hold, and I'll wait till the end of January when the world gets back to a little bit more normal. But what's come out of last year is...
Here's kind of my view on it, is that even though I'm personally not concerned about it, when it comes to the mRNA vaccines, that's kind of played off as something new, something special. I can kind of understand that people are like, I don't know about that. That went a little bit fast. But all the other vaccines are, from what I understand, quote unquote, normal vaccines.
Yep, that's true. So yeah, if you wait, want that one concerned, you wait around for a more conventional one and go with that. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, here you can't choose which one you're gonna get, because they're gonna vaccinate the people. They're actually started vaccinating already here. With the people in the health who are working healthcare and stuff like that, and then they're gonna do older people and sick people, and then they're gonna slowly work on everyone. So
that'd probably be it'd be a Pfizer one though. I suppose that would be one of the mRNA ones, right?
Yeah, the Pfizer ones are being used now.
Yeah.
I think Moderna has been approved by the EMA just last Wednesday. So that will be the next one, and then the quote unquote the quote normal ones will be for the general population. My guess is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
From what I gather through Therapeutic Goods Authority. Through Therapeutic Goods Association, there are certain criteria involved with getting something from. It looks like it can work up and running through all of those things that you can bring us up on, TT guy. But at this point, a lot of people are suspicious as to how quickly it's come through. But also at this point, we can't really drag our feet on this. We need to hurry it through. So I believe there's that little, that misconception within society. But I think we'll get over that. Would you agree from your base?
I'm optimistic that's the case, because it is amazing that it's gone so fast. But when you scratch and look at the reasons why, they all really add up and make sense. I mean, one of the amazing things, one of the factors is in fact that when you start a vaccine trial, you know, you don't inject anyone with the actual disease. You've got to wait for people to get it naturally. And guess what? When there's a fucking massive pandemic, you don't have to wait very long until people get it back naturally. Whereas with a regular sort of thing that doesn't infect many people, you might have to wait years before you get enough people in your trial that that have come down with the disease. So, you know, there's all very good reasons why it happens so fast. But one of them is not that we've got less people in the trials and that the trials are done anymore. We're done shoddily everything. So that's it makes it's an interesting story. It's a very interesting story from a science point of view.
Yeah. Well, when it was something like rheumatoid arthritis, that is not a life-threatening situation. So it does take a lot longer, and they do need to be cautious. They have to be cautious over getting it out there. In this case, we need to get it ahead. Look, I've just got to point out now that one of the team members here in Bunker 33 actually lost his uncle yesterday due to COVID. So Sprinkles is a little bit kind of, he's taken that one on board. So COVID's actually affected pretty much everyone in the world, a little bit like World War One. Everybody knew someone who had died. So we're doing that whole thing of history repeating. But I've got to say, I think right now we'll leave it at that. We'll get yourself and verbal diarrhea in, the doctor, to have a really good chat about this, and we'll make it a topic coming up.
Sounds good.
And on a more positive note, I've got to say, kudos to the American gang today. They knocked us over 100 subs. Yay! Onward and upward for Bunker 33. We got another one. TT guy, we really hope you're here a lot more coming up. So should we look at wrapping it up? We're coming up to a nice time. It's been an hour and a quarter with a power cut and a delay. What do you think, guys? Should we wrap it up and make it a nice
Well, you've only been here for an hour and a quarter, you lazy, power cut person. Yeah.
Yes, I can't help myself, but I tell you what, I was motivated.
Yeah, I have one more Aussie Man reviews because we've
got the life hack. So, what do you say we do a shill, do the life hacks, and then sign off? Does that sound like a bit of a plan?
That sounds like
sure. My shill's quick. Nothing to shill. Show me that life hack. That life hack has a woman dressed in electrical tape, doesn't she? I'm saying for that.
Well, we could have, yes, but okay. Well, I'm going to jump in with a bit of a shill. Sarcastic barman, Ardo and I are coming for you. We're going to be there at the card game, buddy.
No. Schrodinger's barman.
He may or may not be lying.
Barman.
Yeah.
No, I had a different one. What was mine?
Because you never know. You never know where the barman is there or not until you actually look for him.
No, he's a Higgs barman particle.
Yeah.
Because they can blink in and out of existence at a given time. So he's the Higgs barman. We're coming for you, barman. Don't think you've got away with this one.
Like one moment.
We're loud and proud on this.
Yeah, exactly what Boomer says. One moment he's planning a 4-hour stream, and the next moment he's gone. I mean, he's so confusing. But you should definitely check out his poker streams because they're great, and we'll be coming for him.
Tonight, 7 hours from now. Hang on. No, 9 hours from now, we're coming for you, barman. We are going to make your life hell, buddy. You are going to pay for this.
The orphan kid shall be fed.
Yes. We shall be. And again, today, kudos to the Americans in the stream. They did a fantastic job earlier. Go back, watch it. It's really near and dear to them with the Capitol building riots. Hopefully, good old US of A will get back to being the admiration of the world as they were in the 50s and 60s. Those guys really rock ass and they're very clever. And I reckon America, you can get yourself back to where you were. You can become great again. You just don't need a fucking Trump. So that's my shilling for the day. What about you, Aaron? Who do you want to plug shamelessly?
My shameless plug is going out to the EIE network in general, of course. Well, maybe have a small look at maybe keep an eye out on my channel because I might have some things stewing in my mind that I might shit out somewhere this week.
Okay.
That scares me. And of course, Juice Media, Aussie Man Reviews, like you guys know to plug. You're fucking awesome. We love you, and we're almost we are the leeches that use you as the hose body. You give us great material to play, and we love playing your stuff. And we hope you see us one day on our stream and feed it back to us. So give us a life hack, my friend. Thank you, TT. Thank you, Ards. Fuck, I had a ball tonight.
Thanks,
This has been a great stream, fellas.
Thanks, guys.
G'day, how you going? Today
Good
we're
night.
checking out some bloody life hacks. This fella is giving his pineapple a cheeky twisty twist, and now he's giving it a bounce on the concrete. I don't know why. Like, what for? Okay, he's rolling it like a rolling pin. How does this add up? For what purpose does one do these things to a pineapple? Oh, he's pulling on the bastard. What? That's an incredible hack. He has redefined the consumption of this fruit. His mate pulls another spiky bit. Fuck me. No one can top that. Or can they? Here's a wanker with a toothpick and a watermelon. He's like, yeah, nah, yeah, bam! Put that in your science pipe and smoke it. Gaffer tape, or duct tape as me American mates call it, is the lifeblood of hacking things. You can make or fix fucking anything with it. Look at this. You can wrap a bottle in tape, then wrap it in gaffer, and suddenly you've got a cup. A sturdy, reliable beverage vessel. You can make a matching hydration station for the doggo. He can wash away the taste of his balls. And if you have any gaffer tape left over, you can make a swimsuit out of it. Just make sure you apply the baby oil after applying the tape, so there's no adhesion problems. Bloody hell, she looks simultaneously sticky and slippery. There is nothing as satisfying as people methodically folding clothes. Whoa, my stiffy's activated. It's not even really a life hack. It's just an expert level life skill. Sheer mastery of your craft. You know, this video reminds me of AussieManShop.com, where we use shirt folders to neatly fold all your shirt orders. AussieManShop.com. Visit it today. Fuck, sorry about that. This is one for all you bricklayers. Here's how to cleanly get concrete out of your sack. Perform surgery down the middle, break its back, tidy it up sporadically, do more surgery, and there you go. A big annoying bag becomes 2 accessible bags. Having trouble getting a flat hedge? Why not attach a lawnmower to a larger ride-on lawnmower, and Bob's your fucking uncle. He legitimately is my uncle. Anyway, look at that. Perfection. The definition of perfection. This hack is fair dinkum inventive. With the simple application of a speedboat and a rock-hard set of abs, you too can successfully do a Naruto-inspired water walk jutsu. Cutting your pet's toenails is always a challenge, but not if you put cling wrap around your head, and not if you baste your skull in peanut butter. The job becomes a piece of piss. I wonder if this would work on human toddlers as well. Speaking of human toddlers, jacket application can stump many of them, except for this little legend. Whoa! Life hack milestone development right there. His dad's like, fuck! This bloke is getting cranky, living with a snow-covered lawn. He's like, down with shovels, I'm gonna roll this shit up. I don't know if this is a very efficient hack. I'm not an expert when it comes to snow. My strategy for dealing with snow is to just fucking be born and live in Australia. Checkmate. Checkmate of life hacks right there. Finally, I like when something can be invented to genuinely improve the quality of a life. That's where the gold is at. If you're missing a bunch of fingers, go grab yourself some spare bike parts and an engineering degree. Fuck yes, cyborg technology. Fuck yes. Whack it, whack it, whack it hard, whack the like button. AussieManShop.com.
Okay, guys. Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.